Hi, hello everyone. Good evening. Very good evening to all of you students and welcome to ACE Online. So today in this video we are going to have an important discussion about the strategy for general awareness. Strategy for general awareness SSC CGL Tier 1. I hope that you already watched the thumbnail, right? So in thumbnail I mentioned that how to get 40 plus marks in SSC CGL the Tier 1 examination. Isn't it? So when you prepare for any examination usually, so students will have an idea. So which topic we have to give more importance, which topic we should give the less importance. Obviously students will have an idea. Sometimes students may ignore one particular topic, one particular section because they are thinking that that is not at all useful, number one. Number two, they are thinking that that is very much difficult and to get the, to solve the questions or to get the marks. They are thinking that. Suppose I am here and if I look there is a mountain, there is a lake, there is a mountain, there is a lake, there is a building, okay. Some long is there, some distance is there. I don't know how much distance is there. But looking at the mountain, looking at the building, looking at the lake, I said that it is too much distance is there, I cannot go there. How come to know that? Whether it is 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 2 kilometers, how you can come to know that? Sometimes you can judge, but sometimes you cannot judge. So my intention is very clear. So by moving away from general awareness, you don't know that how much it is easy. So many students are thinking that I will give importance to quant and arithmetic, that reasoning and English, and I will ignore the general awareness. But you don't know that how you can easily get the marks in the general awareness because you don't know about all. Number one, you don't know about the syllabus and you don't know about the boundary. You don't know how they are framing questions in the examination. You don't know because you are ignorance. Ignorance is the one thing. You are ignoring at all. But remember that, so if you qualify in Tier 1 only, you are able to read the Tier 2. If everybody is thinking that, I'll prepare for arithmetic, I'll prepare reasoning, I'll prepare for English. Like everybody thinking same. If everybody thinking same and you are going to get the good marks in arithmetic reasoning, other people also will get the good marks in arithmetic reasoning and the score will be equal. So who will get the advantage? The person along with arithmetic, along with reasoning, along with English, and who will get some few marks in general awareness and he has an edge. The edge will decide everything. In IPL, 1 mark, the 1 no ball, that the cost of 1 no ball in the cricket match, okay, like that. So 1 mark, keep you away from job and get closer to the job. So each and every mark is important. So apart from all these things, as you know that I told you, in general awareness SSC CGL Tier 1, we have 25 questions and 50 marks. I said that how to get the 40 marks. See, I am not going to do any magic. I am not going to do any magic. I am not going to do anything magical things in this video. Definitely no. So I am completely a practical person. I am completely a practical person. I am completely a student oriented only. So I am going to give you a practical awareness about the each and every subject. So what you can expect in this video, you are going to expect in this video subject, history, polity, geography, from each and every subject. So what are the important topics, how they are framing the question and where we need to focus so that we are able to get the at least minimum marks and which can lead to you Tier 2 examination. That is what you can expect in this session. Am I right to you? Am I clear to you? So how to get this 45 marks? Is it possible or not? First look at the syllabus. Okay, what are the advantage of general awareness which are discussed already? I told you most of the questions are direct question. It is not like civil service examination, any other examination where you can expect the questions in a statement format. No, completely 95%, 99% questions are straightforward questions and direct questions. I said 99% straightforward direct questions. Okay, so that you are not going to deep in each and every. If you go to, for example, history, there is a Buddhism. What you should know about the Buddhism? Who was the Buddha background, Buddhist meetings, that's it, that's enough. But you are not going to discuss what happened to Buddhism, how the Buddhism was declined, how many reasons are there. So this kind of deep is not necessary. Questions are very straightforward. The examiner has a clear vision. What about you? Okay, he has a clarity how he is framing questions. But as a student, do you have the clarity how he is framing questions? Catching the pulse of the examiner is very, very important. Catching the pulse of the examiner in the sense, every year in CGL, Tier 1 General Awareness, how this examiner is framing questions in each and every subject. And if you catch that pulse, and definitely, and you are going to get the questions in the examination. As you like, you will get the marks also. And once you get the marks, you are going to get the job also. Am I right? It will take less time because by you looking at the question, you can give the answer. And most of the questions are repeating, yes. In SSC CGL, questions is going to be repeat. So that's why I'm always say that this is very, very important. When you practice previous year questions, you'll get an idea how they're asking questions is number one. And number two, some questions are going to be repeated. Not exactly, either the concept is going to be repeated. Is it clear? And most of the questions, if you talk about the, if you talk about the economy, geography, science and technology, biology, physics, chemistry, they're asking questions on what? Very, very basic concepts only. Straightforward, basic concepts only. So any person who want to get the 40 plus marks in general awareness, first my clear cut idea is please learn basics only, any subject, especially in a biology, physics, chemistry, geography, economy, you have to focus on very, very basic thing. You should know about what is DNA, what is RNA, what is cell, what are the parts of the cell. That's it. But read carefully. But know each and every the basic details of the cell. Then only you are able to give the right answer. So if anybody want to get the 40 plus marks, please focus on only basic things only. And the second thing, and you have to focus on the general knowledge as well as the current affairs also. General knowledge and current affairs also. I am going to tell each and everything. Okay, let us discuss. So this is what the syllabus as part of general awareness, history, general science, biology, physics, chemistry, geography, polity, economy, general knowledge and current affairs and art and culture. Of course, art and culture which is an integral part of the Indian history only. So today, next 20-25 minutes, I am going to tell you, explain each and every subject and what are the important topics and how they are going to frame the question. That is what you can expect for next 20 minutes. Am I clear to you? Let us discuss first about the Indian history. Yeah, good evening. Indian history. The Indian history consists the ancient, medieval and modern. Three things are there. But out of three, which part you should give the importance, sir? Yes, modern history. If at all they ask the question, 2 questions, 3 questions, or 4 questions, and the top priority you should give from modern history only. Let us check the syllabus and let us get that priorities. First of all, ancient Indian history. So this is a very vast syllabus about history. By looking at these chapters, please don't worry and don't panic and don't dial for 100. Don't dial for 108. Am I clear to you? So by looking at these chapters, don't worry. Okay, if once you go to inside and you feel very happy. Am I clear to you? Right. So Indus Valley civilization, Vedic Aryan civilization, Buddhism, Jainism, Mauryan Empire, post-Mauryan Empire, Gupta age, post-Gupta, arts and literature. So these are the chapters of ancient Indian history. Sir, what they are asking, sir, from this one? Which chapter we should give the importance, sir? So in my opinion, and you should give the top priority to Gupta. The first priority you should give Gupta. Next priority you should give Indus Valley civilization. And you should give the priority to Mauryan Empire. You should give priority to Buddhism, Jainism. I am not saying that read only these 4 chapters. No. Read each and every chapter. Priority. Before going to examination, giving priority to this subject, Gupta, that Mauryan, that Buddhism, Jainism and Indus Valley civilization. You should give top priority to them. Is it clear? So from each and every chapter and how they are asking question, that is very, very important from each and every chapter. Indus Valley civilization, mainly they are asking questions about the cities. That's it, cities. Many cities are there in Indus Valley civilization. So Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Dholavira, Lothal, cities are there. You should know that the city and on which bank it is and which bank of the river it was located. For example, Harappa on the banks of, Mohenjo-daro on the banks of. Like that they'll ask you a question. Second thing, in Mohenjo-daro, in Lothal, what we found? Those are archaeological sites, am I right? In archaeological site, for example, they'll ask you a question. So where the bronze dancing girl was found? Simple question. The bronze dancing girl was found at A. Mohenjo-daro, B. Lothal, like that. Which of the following is a port city of Indus Valley civilization? Port city. In which of the following city the lipstick was found? Okay, in which of the following city evidence of cat was found? That's it. That's enough. Nothing more than that. About Indus Valley civilization. And come to this Vedic Aryan civilization. Sometimes they are asking, sometimes they are not asking. Come to Vedic Orange civilization, simply you should know about the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, that's it. So don't read like me as a new student, Rig Vedam, Yajur Vedam, not like that. You should know what is simply Rig Veda, what is Yajur Veda, what is Ajar Veda, what is there, what is Brahmana, what is Aranyaka, what is Mahabharata, what is Ramayana, how many Upavedas are there. So know the Rig Veda, what is the content inside Rig Veda, what is there, that's enough, that's it. You are going to give the answer. Okay. Next, Buddhism, Jainism. Yes, repeatedly they are asking questions about the Buddhism, Jainism. So first here you should know that the Buddhism background. Repeatedly they are asking question. Buddha father name, Buddha mother name, and Buddha wife name, and what are the 5 events in Buddha life, okay, which language used by Buddhism, what are the important books of Buddhism, okay, and one more thing is, where Buddha got that enlightenment, that is also they are asking questions. And related to Buddhism, 4 5 stupas are there in India, stupas are there, that's it. That is what they are asking questions. And so Buddha background, Buddha family members, okay, number 1, where Buddha was born, where Buddha was died, how many meetings of Buddha, okay, and what Buddhism was preaching, that's it, that is enough, okay. Buddhist literature, important texts are there. And come to Jainism, same Vardhan Mahavira was there. Vardhan Mahavira, father name, mother name, and he is the first disciple. Where Vardhan Mahavira and which tree got enlightenment, where Buddha got enlightenment, where Vardhan Mahavira was died, okay, right, and what are the texts related to Jainism, which language used by Jainism, that's it man, that is what, 10 to 15 points are there, okay, right. You are not preparing for civil service examination where you are going to read what are the reasons for the rise of Buddhism, what are the reasons for the decline of Buddhism, in detailed way, that is not required. Have some interest first of all. So one thing you should have is interest, little bit interest. So you should have a curiosity, hey, what is there, what happened there, who is this Gandhiji, who is this Subhash Chandra Bose, so what they did, hey, what is this, you have some curiosity, you have some interest. So when you have the curiosity and interest, you will try to know more, you will try to remember more, isn't it? When you know this one, when you have something on interest, you will try to know more, you are going to remember more. When you don't have any interest, when you don't have any curiosity, you are not going to read, even though you read, and it is not going to fix in your mind. So have some curiosity, interest to know something in geography, economy, politics. That is useful for, once you become the CGL officer, this kind of knowledge will be useful for you. Is it clear? So Mauryan Empire, in Mauryan Empire, you should know most important is Ashoka. So focus on Ashoka. Focus on Ashoka. Ashoka issued many number of inscriptions. Okay, Ashoka fought Kalinga war. So those inscriptions found in different places of India. So they're clearly asking about the Ashoka inscriptions, that Kalinga war. And which language they used, which script they used. Okay, those are basic questions about Mauryan Empire. And come to Mauryan, next to post-Mauryan is there, next to Gupta age is there. And come to Gupta, they're asking mostly questions about the kings. They're asking questions about the kings. Hi Kishore. Okay, they're asking questions about the kings. Samudragupta, Chandragupta 1, Chandragupta 2, and also Kumar Gupta. And you should know about each and every time they're asking questions about the titles, the king title. Which of the following king is known as Napoleon of India? Okay, like that they're asking questions about kings. They're asking questions about the inscriptions. Allahabad inscription issued by, like that they're asking. Kings and questions. That's it. And in ancient time, they're asking one more question, and one more topic is there in post-Gupta period. In post-Gupta period, one of the important topic that is called Harshavardhan. And he is a ruler. He is considered the last Hindu ruler. And he ruled the North India. I can draw the map here. So this is called Harsha Empire. The person name is Harshavardhan. So they are asking repeatedly questions asking about this Harshavardhan. And here we have a topic called Chalukyas. Here we have a topic called Pallavas. So Pallavas, Chalukyas, Harsha. These are contemporary in nature. So sometimes they are asking questions about this Harshavardhan. Under court of Harshavardhan, there was a person called Bana Bhatta who wrote a book called Harshacharita. So these are repeated questions. Most of the questions are very, very repeated question. Come to Badami Chalukyas, you heard name called Pulakeshi 1, Pulakeshi 2. Repeated they're asking questions about Pulakeshi 1, Pulakeshi 2. And come to Pallavas are there. If we talk about the Pallavas, they built to Mahabalipuram, that is called Mamallapuram. China president also visited. The repeated are asking questions about the what is Mahabalipuram, who built Mahabalipuram. That's it. That is what they're asking questions. Is it clear? Okay. Sometimes they're asking question about the books, the literature. Rajatarangani written by. Of course, literature is very, very vast, but while reading all these chapters, you are going to remember which is part of it. In ancient India, you have to more focus on that Gupta, the Mauryan, and Indus Valley civilization, Buddhism, Jainism. And come to here, what we are going to remember in history usually. Okay, usually here, ancient time, whenever the dynasty is there, you should know founder of dynasty. In India, for example, Badami Chalukyas, and there is a kingdom called Rashtrakutas. There is a kingdom called Kalinga. There is a kingdom called Gupta and Mauryan. Who was the founder of Mauryan Empire? Chandragupta Maurya. Who was the founder of the Gupta Empire? Sri Gupta. Okay, like that every dynasty has a founder and last ruler. In SSC CGL examination, these basic questions are repeatedly asking in examination, which may not in morning session, which may ask in afternoon session, which may ask in the third session. I don't know which session you are going to write. In one session they may not ask, but in second session they are going to be asked. So when you are reading this ancient India, medieval India, focus on the founder of dynasty and last ruler of dynasty. And when you're reading about the kings, you should know about the titles also. So which king is known as Maharaja the Raja, like that. Which king is known as Napoleon of India? Which king is known as Vikramaditya? These are very, very basic directive questions only. So these questions also repeatedly they are asking. And under king the writers are there. For example, everybody knows the world famous writer Kalidasa, who wrote a book called Abhijnana Shakuntalam. Okay, everybody knows that. And there was a person called Megasthenes who wrote a book called Indica. There was a person called Chanakya who wrote a book called Ardhasastra. Like some famous writers are there, books are there. Try to remember that one. Okay, and they're asking questions about the temples. But most of the temples built in especially medieval India, whenever the temple is there, repeatedly they're asking questions about the temple. This one question you can repeatedly they're asking. So usually try to remember the Jyotirlingas first. Very famous temples are Jyotirlingas. Very famous temples are Shaktipitas. So try to know Jyotirlingas, try to know Mahashaktipitas, because these temples consist almost more than 30-40 temples only. Okay, because repeatedly they are asking questions about, they are not asking which is Jyotirlinga, not like that, but main Jyotirlinga temples are there, Mahashakti temples are there. Please focus on that. Okay, that is also very, very important thing. They are giving temple name, number one, and you have to identify the state or you have to identify the city. So my sincere advice is, most of the temples located in a few states like that. For example, Tamil Nadu is there, Karnataka is there, Uttar Pradesh is there, Madhya Pradesh is there, Rajasthan is there. In these states only you have many number of temples. So try to go through these 5 temples, 5 states and temples. You are going to get at least 2 marks. One question carry 2 marks. Is it clear? This is about ancient. Next, medieval history. Medieval history. I told you the same thing. I repeat the same thing. By looking at this syllabus, don't worry. Did not worry. Simple thing. For example, Islamic invasion. Muslims invade India. Everybody knows that. So how many Muslims invade India? Majorly 3 persons are there. The first Muslim who invaded India, Muhammad bin Qasim. The second person who invaded India 17 times, Muhammad Ghazni. The third person who invaded India and later is Muhammad Ghor. He is the first Muslim who invaded India. This person invaded India almost 17 times. Along with Muhammad Ghazni, Al-Biruni, Firdausi, 2 travelers came to India. Okay, and Muhammad Ghor is the person established first Islamic rule in India. That was Muhammad Ghor. Finish. That's it. Nothing more than that. So along with Muhammad Ghazni, there was a writer called Al-Biruni came to India who wrote a book called Kitabul Hind. There was one more person called Firdausi who wrote a book called Shahnama. That's it. Nothing more than that. Next one, this is Islamic invasion. Delhi Sultans. Come to Delhi Sultan, dynasties are there. So slave dynasty, and next to Khilji dynasty, next to Tughlaq dynasty, and next to Sayyid dynasty, next to Lodi dynasty is there. What you have to go and remember first thing is, and the founder and last ruler of every dynasty. So Tughlaq dynasty founded by who? Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq. Khilji dynasty founded by Jalaluddin Khilji. Lodi dynasty founded by Pahala Lodi. First you should remember is, so these dynasties, founders and last rulers. That is one thing. Second thing is, in every dynasty some important kings are there. You have to focus on them. For example, slave dynasty, Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish and Balban. And Khilji dynasty, main person is Alauddin Khilji. Tughlaq dynasty, main person is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Repeatedly they are asking questions on Muhammad bin Tughlaq and reforms. When some questions are repeatedly asking, you have to read more and more depth about that person. They are asking questions about the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his reforms, his decisions, like that. Next one is Lodi dynasty. The Lodi dynasty was ended by which dynasty? that Mughal. Who is that person? Babur. So Babur is the person who ended the Delhi Sultanate by defeating Ibrahim Lodi. That was called Battle of Panipat. That's it. Then you can see that Mughal Empire. You can see Mughal Empire. So, and while discussing about this Delhi Sultanate, I told you about, remember the king name, and the years are not important here. Years are not important. Remember the king name and what he has done. For example, which of the following Delhi Sultan introduced the Iqta system? That is called Iltutmish. Okay, right. Which of the following Delhi Sultan declared himself as a Jililahi? Jililahi means shadow of the god. That is called Balban. Simple questions. Which of the following and Delhi Sultan is known as Sikandari Sani? That is Alauddin Khilji. And what I am talking is, try to remember king name, his titles and what he has done. If they introduce any new policy, you have to remember. Come to, for example, Mughal Empire. Everybody knows kings. You know about the first person is Babur, second person Humayun, next person is Akbar, next person is Jahangir, next person is Shah Jahan, and next person is Aurangzeb. These are the most important Mughal emperors. You know Babur, when you talk about the Babur, we remember Babri Masjid, we remember first battle of Panipat. When you talk, he has introduced the gunpowder, everything. When you talk about the Humayun, Humayun tomb is there. He was defeated by Sher Shah Suri. When you talk about the Akbar, many things are there. Out of all these Mughal emperors, you have to more focus. You should know very detail about the Akbar. Why tell me, sir? Because Akbar introduced many reforms. He introduced Sulaykal policy. He built Ibadat Khana. He built many things. He introduced new revenue policies, Japti system, Dasal system, like this introduced. So my sincere advice is, please read all the reforms initiated by all the wars fought by Akbar. He is very, very an important person. So Jahangir is, when the British came to India, that was Jahangir. Repeatedly they are asking question about, so which ambassador came to India during Jahangir? That they are asking. When you talk about the Shah Jahan, rule is nothing is there. Only one thing is constructions. He built many things, that Red Fort, that Taj Mahal. You know, Shah Jahan means constructions. But when you talk about Aurangzeb means policies as well as the wars. He is the person who fought with Shivaji, defeated Shivaji. He is the person actually, what we called, killed the Shambhaji, the son of Shivaji, like that. Okay, and that he was Aurangzeb. He had some negative policies against Hindus. He abolished jizya, introduced jizya, like that. Simple thing. Okay, come to Vijayanagara Empire. They're asking question of Vijayanagara Empire also, same 5 dynasties are there. Sangma dynasty, Salo dynasty, founder, that is enough. Founder and capacity. Sri Devaraya. Come to Maratha, Shivaji is important, of course, and Peshwas also important. Those are direct questions only. You know, Bajirao 1, Bajirao 2, Balaji Bajirao, during which Peshwa, third battle of Panipat was happened. Simple. Which Peshwa is known as second Shivaji? Simple questions are there. Okay. And they are asking in SSC CGL or any central examination, they are asking question about the travelers. I will make a free video on travelers for you. Travelers. Many foreigners came to India during Vijayanagara Empire time, during Delhi Sultanate, during Mughals time, and many foreigners came to India from China, from Mongolia, and from Europe. Many people, many travelers came to India. So when they came to India, they visited some king courts, they written some books. I told that just now, there was a person called Megasthenes, a Greek ambassador, Megasthenes, and he visited India. He wrote a book called Indica, like that. So, but I observed that personally in SSC CGL examination, repeatedly they are asking question about the traveler who came from foreign country, they visited some different king's court. What do you remember? Person name, his country, during which kingdom he visited India, during which year he visited India. If you wrote any book, try to remember the book name. Am I clear to you? Okay. Come to Bhakti movement. You are not going to discuss everything like Bhakti movement and mantras and preaching, not like that. Simply you should know who is Ramanujacharya, who is Mirabai, who is Kabir, which god they worshipped. That kind of thing is very, very enough. Nothing more than that. Bhakta Tukaram. Okay, right. So Dvaita Siddhanta, Advaita Siddhanta, Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta, 5 Siddhantas are there. You should remember who founded Dvaita Siddhanta, who founded Advaita Siddhanta, who founded Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta. These are repeated questions, man. Very, very easy to remember. And come to modern history. Modern history also syllabus is very, very huge, but you should not worry about the modern history. The questions are very, very straightforward questions only. Is it clear? If you talk about the advent of Europeans, they are asking about the governors only. First who came to India, first who left India, headquarter, and who was the real founder of Portuguese Empire, who was the real founder of the British Empire in India. Those basic things are there, nothing more than that. So first, on the behalf of Portuguese who came to India, on the behalf of East India Company who came to India, those are direct questions only. British conquest in the sense just wars, what they're asking. If you're talking about the wars, for example, take the example 1757 Battle of Plassey and 1764 Battle of Buxar. Here 3 Carnatic wars happened, 1746 to 1753, like that. Carnatic wars are there. Here we have 4 Anglo-Mysore wars. Here we have 3 Anglo-Maratha wars. Here we have Anglo-Sikh war. That's it. So Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, 3 Carnatic wars, 4 Anglo-Mysore wars, 3 Anglo-Maratha wars, 2 Anglo-Sikh war. These are the wars. That thing. So sometimes they're asking question about so first Anglo-Maratha war won by, or during first Anglo-Maratha war, who was the Governor General? Who was the Governor General defeated Tipu Sultan? Okay, Battle of Plassey, when the Battle of Plassey was happened, and who was on the behalf of British East India Company? Who led the British East India Company during Battle of Plassey? Who led the British East India Company during Battle of Buxar? Simple thing, whenever the war was happened, you have to remember between whom it was happened, between which persons it was happened. That's it. That is what they are asking questions. Okay, that is what they are asking in history. Next, British policies like Governor General, you have to focus on Governor General, Sipahi revolt, they are asking question. So in national movement, mostly they are asking questions about the persons, slogans, organizations only. I wrote here. Most of the time in modern history, they are asking question about organization. Organization in the sense, Brahma Samaj founded by, Veda Samaj founded by, Deccan Society founded by, Congress Party founded by, Swaraj Party founded by. Those questions, that questions. Mostly they are asking questions about organizations and founders. And later they are asking questions about the revolt, Sipahi revolt, Pabna revolt, okay, tribal movement, especially the peasant revolts are there, farmer revolts are there. That is what they are asking. Next they are asking questions about the movements. Home rule movement started by, non-cooperation movement started by, Dandi Satyagraha was started by, in which year Quit India movement was happened, in which year non-cooperation movement was happened, in which year Bengal partition was happened. So whenever the important event is there, you have to remember the 2 points. In which year the revolt, the movement was happened. Number 2, who started the movement. Number 3, where it was started. The last question, Dandi Satyagraha launched by Gandhiji. In which year Dandi Satyagraha launched? Okay, where Dandi Satyagraha was launched. So whatever the movement is there, revolt is there, you have to remember the year, the person, the place, why. Those 4 are enough, nothing more than that. Is it clear? And they are asking questions about the persons also, slogans also, do or die said by, Delhi Chalo, okay, Inqilab Jindabad, give me your blood, I will give the independence. Some very famous slogans are there. They are repeatedly asking questions about those very famous slogans. Is it clear to you? And titles also there. Who is known as what we called father of India, father of Indian economy, like that, father of local self-government, father of local self-government, father of civil service. These are very, very basic things. That is what I am telling, that most of the students are thinking that history is very difficult. Come to modern history, I will challenge to you modern history. So from 1900 to 1947, whatever the incidents have happened, remember year-wise. Year-wise in the sense, so Bengal partition 1905, for example, Janagana Mana 1911, for example, Home Rule Movement 1916, like that, Non-Cooperation Movement 1920. So try to remember the incidents 1900 to 1947. This phase is very, very important in overall modern history. In entire modern history, this phase should be given the top priority. Okay, reading history is different, and reading history in examination point of view is different. Where you are going to get the success, where you are going to save the time. Is it clear to you? Okay, just I'm talking about some questions in history. I'm going to explain the subject as well as questions also. Which of the following statement is about Dhananjaya Saraswati incorrect? He is asking question about Dhananjaya Saraswati which is incorrect. He was the author of the book Satya Prakash. He was the founder of Arya Samaj. His birthplace was Gujarat. He was the founder of Brahma Samaj. Any person who reads his history once time, he can give the answer. Don't think about these things. Elimination. Simple thing, they asked incorrect. Simply they asked Brahma Samaj. Who founded Brahma Samaj? Everybody knows that Raja Ram Mohan Rai. So this is wrong. That's it. Straight away you can go for the answer. Which among the following had written the Kitabul Hind that gave an incisive description of early 11th century India? Just now I told you, these are previous questions, not my questions. Okay, because this is an evidence. What I am explaining as a faculty, I am explaining with evidence. I am not misleading any kind of students here. I am not doing any magic here. I am going in a practical way. So if you want to get 40 plus marks and each every subject where you have to focus, that is what I am telling, and this is evidence which are already asked in the previous examination. So they are asking question about the book, the given book name and who is the writer. The answer is Al-Biruni. Why Al-Biruni, sir? Actually these three persons are not known to us. I mean not famous at all. He is the person actually who came to India along with Ghazni. Just now I told you. I told you focus on travelers. I told you, whenever the travel came to India, you should remember the traveler name, his country name, and which dynasty visited, and if he wrote any book. So Al-Biruni is a traveler actually, and wrote a book called Kitabul Hind. He came to India along with Ghazni. In next exam, they'll ask you question, Al-Biruni visited India along with ABCD, Ghazni. Yes, Al-Biruni visited India along with Ghazni from which country? That is second question. Okay, right. So that's why I'm telling. Again there is a question about the Al-Biruni, but this time different way. Is it clear to you? That's why I'm asking, please go through the previous questions. Based on previous questions, learn something about the options. Who among the following was one of the founders of the Hindustan Republic Association? I told you, in modern history they're asking questions on organizations. Hindustan Republic Association was founded by, Jatinnath Mukherjee, Ram Prasad Bismil, Surya Sen, Lal Lajpat Rai. Lal Lajpat Rai was part of Congress party. He was part of the Congress party. He fought against Simon Commission. Surya Sen was founded another organization, Indian Republican Army. He is the person who founded the Indian Republican Army. Okay, Jatindranath Mukherjee, he is also a fighter, but not about this one. The answer is Ram Prasad Bismil. So in 1924, at Kanpur, he was founded the Hindustan Republic Association. Okay, and the same Hindustan Republic Association became the HSRA later. In which of the following year was the second roundtable conference was held in London? So there are three roundtable conferences are there. So 1931, 1931 to 1932, three roundtable conference. The answer is second roundtable conference is 1931. You can eliminate actually. You can simply eliminate if you read the history, because roundtable conference happened in 1930. So you remember that 1930s. So 1914 cannot be, and 1925 cannot be. So you remember that 1930, 31, 30, like confusion is there. Okay, and you can straight away go for 1931. So sometime if you read the basics at once time, even though you don't know the correct answer, you will get the answer. Suppose you read the roundtable conference, but you don't have confidence that it may be 91, 32, 33, you don't have a clarity. But look at the options. That you remember that it must be 1932, 34, 35 like that only. It cannot be answered, straight away this is the answer. That is the magic in general awareness. That's why you have to read the general awareness at least once so that you can eliminate. Sometimes even though you don't know the right answer, you can get the right answer when you have the basic idea about each and every subject, because you can use the elimination process. By this elimination process, out of 25, you can solve at least 3-4 minimum. 3-4 minimum. 3-4 minimum means 3 into 2, 6 marks. 4 means 8 marks. You are going to get the 6 marks, 8 marks very easily. This is what way students are ignoring. Who among the following assassinated Sir William Hurt Curzon Willie in London? This is about Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, all these people. So who was killed the that was person is Sukhdev Thapar. Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, 3 persons hanged to death. No, Surya Sen was hanged in India only. Just now I told you, he was hanged in India only. And Khudiram Bose was hanged to death in India by British government. He was hanged to death. The answer is Madan Lal Dhingra. Okay, he was hanged in Delhi because he is the person who went to London, killed a British official. In which of the following language did Jyotiba Phule write Gulamgiri? So he was given the book, he was given the other name, in which language? Everybody, if you read the history carefully, for example, and you know that Jyotiba Gondra Phule born in Maharashtra. If he born in Maharashtra, it may not be Gujarati. Okay, it may be English, Marathi and Hindi. You can say that at that point of time maybe he is not that much of having a good command on English. So it may be Marathi, it may be Hindi. Because it's Maharashtra, we can take the risk. Sometimes you can take the risk. 50-50. The answer is Marathi. Real answer is also Marathi. Like that. But how can you guess this question? Tell me. Because once You remember that Jyotiba Phule was belongs to Maharashtra, like that only. That's it. Who among the following rulers called Napoleon of India? I told you titles. Which ruler is called Napoleon of India? So the answer is straight away Samudragupta. Samudragupta called Napoleon of India. In Ashoka called Devana Ampiya Piyadasi Lazza Magade. And Bindusara, he considered to be the first king of India, that was the Bindusara. And Chandragupta I, who was known as the Rajadi Raja. That is was history. Next we will move to polity. So come to polity, it is a limited subject. Polity is a limited subject. Okay. And from the polity, what are the questions are there? Polity means constitution, constitution means polity. So this is the total constitution. So total topics here mentioned. Nothing but called, all the topics or basic concepts were mentioned here. Preamble, Union and Territory, Citizenship of India, Fundamental Rights, Fundamental Duties, DPSP, UN Executive, State. This is limited is there. But when you are preparing for CGL examination, remember that you also stick to confined to basics only. Nothing more than that. First of all, you have to focus on some important articles. Here they are asking questions on articles. Sir, is it necessary to remember more than 300 articles? No. Try to focus on main persons. Main person in the sense, especially here, the President of India, the Governor, the Vice President, President of India, Governor, the Vice President, Election Commissioner. Is it clear? Okay, the Chief Minister, that's it. Focus on main things, no need to remember all the articles. So President, Vice President of India, the Governor, so these things you have to be more focused. Some institutions are there. For example, Finance Commission is there, Election Commission is there, Finance Commission, Election Commission, okay. And some these institutions are there, so please focus on that. That's enough. Second thing is, in polity, you have to also focus on same thing, the President of India, the Vice President of India, the Governor, the Chief Minister, the Lok Sabha Speaker, and Attorney General. So please focus on these people, because repeatedly, most of the time, they are asking questions on CGL regarding Indian polity about President. So President appointed by, Vice President appointed by, President elected by, the powers of President, the powers of Lok Sabha Speaker, who appoint Lok Sabha Speaker. Lok Sabha Speaker can be removed by, CM can be removed by. I mean, when you talk about these persons, try to remember the articles number 1. And number 2 is, who appoints them, who removes them, how they are removed. That's it. Most of the questions are like this only. Remember the articles number 1. Second thing is, how they appointed, how they removed. If they want to give resignation, to whom they are going to give the resignation. This is what you have to focus. President, Vice President, Governor, CM, Lok Sabha Speaker, and also Attorney General. This is what you have to be focused. Out of, if they ask 3 questions from polity, 1 question must be from that one only. So this is one area you have to focus. Second thing, repeatedly they are asking questions is fundamental rights. That fundamental rights is also very, very important. Articles, fundamental rights, right to equality, right to equality, right to freedom, right to equality, right to freedom of religious. Those articles are you can by heart very easily. No problem at all. Whenever we connect a polity session, where we are going to discuss about how to prepare for polity also. The question along with questions. Is it clear to you? So like fundamental rights, fundamental duties, they're asking questions about the parliament terminology, sometimes parliament terminology. So what is 0 hour? What is question hour? Basics only, completely basics only. Is it clear? Okay, and also the features of Indian Constitution. Which of the following is a feature of Indian Constitution? Which of the following is not a feature of Indian Constitution? What is federalism? So what do you mean by union executive? Okay, what do you mean by unitary system? Some basic terminology, man, nothing more than that. You can go through previous question, you can understand. They're asking here also some basic concepts only, nothing more than that. This is not like civil service examination where you are going to deepest of syllabus. No. So confined to only examination and prepare according to the questions only. Is it clear to you? Okay. Now take the example 1 or 2 questions. Vice President of India is elected for period. For every position there is a period, right? The Chief Minister elected for. Once a person elected as a Chief Minister, can you think that he will be Chief Minister forever? Definitely no. That is called tenure. Is it clear? So you have to maintain the table like this. Let me tell you. Table like this. Even available in the market also. So for example, Prime Minister, what is the article? Prime Minister, minimum age and maximum age. Prime Minister, minimum age, maximum age. Prime Minister, his tenure, how many years? Prime Minister appointed by, Prime Minister give resignation to, like that, simple. So Prime Minister, the President, Vice President, Governor, this is the table. From this table you will get 50 questions. So for example, Vice President, what is the article? Vice President, what is the minimum age? Vice President, what is the maximum age? Vice President, give resignation to. From this table only there is one question guarantee, 2 marks guarantee. That's it, simple man. You should know not about the focus. You should know about where to focus. That is the important. Okay. So Vice President tenure is how many years? 5 years. So which of the following article of the Constitution of India state that there will be Vice President of India? Simple question. The question is about the Vice President of India article. Okay. The answer is here 75, 56, 45, 63. So can we go with elimination, sir? If you don't remember exactly? Okay. So simple that the 45 is not talking about the Vice President, that is related to DPSP. The chapter related to DPSP. 74, 75, remember that is about the Prime Minister, Council of Ministers only. Two things are there, 56 and 63. The answer is 63. Simple article question. Article 21A of the Constitution of India provides right to. The given article, you have to identify the article belongs to. Article 21, right to work, right to privacy, right to equality, right to education. This is very silly question, direct question. The answer is right to education. 21A, the right to education. Is it clear to you? Okay. So next, that is what polity. So polity you have to focus on. I told you some persons you have to focus, organizations you have to focus, the fundamental rights you have to focus, the parliament terminology. Okay. So next one is festival, dance, folk arts, UNESCO sites, paintings and architecture. So this is the area where there is a chance to get almost from art and culture, together art and culture, they are asking almost 3 to 4 questions. They are asking almost 3 to 4 questions. So in the sense, almost you are going to get 6 marks, you are going to get 8 marks. So 6 to 8 marks you will get from this art and culture together. It can be part of the history also, but I am separating. So come to festivals. Sir, I know Ramzan festival, I know Deepavali festival. No. They don't ask you about this kind of festival. Everyone knows that. Festivals in the sense, usually every state will have some unique festivals. Every state, right? So you should know recently which festival was happened, current issues. Recently which state festival has happened. That is number 1. And number 2, for example, New Year. We celebrate New Year on January 1st. But in different states, different people celebrate in a different way about the New Year. You should know that. For example, Maharashtra, we have a festival called Gudi Padwa, that is welcoming the New Year. Is it in Maharashtra? Is it clear to you? Okay. So like that festivals, every state will have a different festival. So try to remember. So dance. Dance means not that your club dance, not your mass dance. There are 2 types of dance are there. One is called classical dance. Second one is called folk dance. Classical dance, folk dance. Classical dance in the sense, we know that classical dance, everyone knows that Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathak, Kathakali, Mohiniyattam, and also Satriya, and also the Manipuri, and also Chow. So these are some classical dances, limited are there, and the classical state, that is okay. And folk dance means, so in every state we'll have some important folk dance are there. For example, Dandiya is a folk dance. Gusadi is, for example, a folk dance. So some kind of folk dance are there. Try to remember the folk dance. These are repeated. Don't worry, these are repeated questions only. So like that. And UNESCO World Heritage Site, everyone knows that. So UNESCO, identified many sites in India as World Heritage Site. So recently they given, and also earlier they also given. But your thing is, try to understand which city or which area was given UNESCO World Heritage Center. Even though they given 5 years back, 10 years back, there are sometimes they're asking questions also. And also paintings. Okay, paintings, it does not mean that you have to go through all the paintings in India. No, not like that. So painting in a sense, sometime maybe there is a painter can be in the news. Some painting can be in the news, maybe as part of current affairs. Or when you read there some dynasties, for example, when you read the Mughal Empire. When you read the Mughal Empire, you're going to discuss, he is a famous painter, like that. So that is also part of the art and culture, current affairs also. Architecture, of course, architecture in the sense I told you, Hindu temples I told you, Khajuraho temples, where the Khajuraho temple was located, Is it clear? Where the Tanjore temple was located. Tanjore temple was located. Okay, so they'll give you temple name, you have to identify the city name, or you have to identify the, or maybe state name. If the temple on the banks of river, try to remember the river name also. That is what they're asking. Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar, Red Fort. So this kind of question they're asking. But from this one, you are going to get 6 to 8 marks. You have to remember this one. Let me show you. See, these are some classical dance. Mohiniyattam, Kathak, Kathakali, Kuchipudi, Manipuri. Mohiniyattam was repeated. Odissi, Satriya, Chauch. So these are classical dance. So these are the folk dances in different states. Folk dances. I'm giving an idea, man. For example, Chapeli dance, Gumar. There is a song, Rajasthan Gumar. Okay, like that. Rajasthani folk dance, Loor dance in Haryana, Baisakhi dance in Punjab. Okay, Bhanora dance. Okay, right. Like some dance are there, classic folk dance in every state. And also I told you about the festivals also, the dance also, folk dances. If you talk about the West Bengal, here one kind of dance is there. So in Goa, there is a dance called Fugdi dance. Maharashtra, Lavani dance is there, Maharashtra. Gumar dance, Rajasthan. Bhangra, Punjab. Rof, Tomal, Kudi, that is called Jammu and Kashmir. Look at the map, man, you can understand. So this is a one-time investment only. At least you can go for elimination. Suppose you remember Gumar. Some question was asked to some state. One of the option is Gumar. They asked a question about the Chhattisgarh folk dance. One of the option is Gumar. You remember that Gumar is not belongs to Chhattisgarh. You can eliminate it. Sometimes when you have the minimum idea, basic knowledge about the subject, at least that knowledge can be used for elimination. So because of that you cannot get the answer. So like festivals also. See Pedda Panduga, Pongal, Tamil Nadu, Makara Sankrama, so like that Uttarayan, Lohri, Magh Bihu, some festivals like that. Arts, I told you, paintings. Okay, in Leh, the first ever ice climbing festival was celebrated in the Valley, January 2021. This is current affair question and culture question. So they asked a question about the first ever ice climb festival. What is that festival? Dras festival, Marka festival, Ripchar festival. The answer is the Nubra festival. Just I am giving an idea. Which of the following festival is celebrated in the month of August, September? Which of the following festival is celebrated in the month of August to September? Which festival? Makara Sankranti. No. Makara Sankranti is celebrated in the month of January. Definitely no. So Bikaner festival. Definitely no. Bikaner festival. Summer. Kite festival usually. Kite festival is also usually in the month of January only. That is called Onam festival. That's it. Clear? Very simple question, direct question. Whenever you read about festival name, when they are going to celebrate it, which state is going to be celebrated. That's it. You no need to celebrate the festival. Just read the festival. So Jadopatya is a form of popular in the state of Jharkhand. So Jadopatya, what is that? Is it a painting? Is it a music? Is it a sculpture? Is it a dance? Simple. They given the name, you have to identify. If you remember if you go through already some important dances, some important things, you can use elimination. Is it clear to you? Next is science. Of course, from science they will ask you more number of questions, which includes biology, physics, and also science and technology. Okay, but in biology, physics, chemistry also, you have to follow basics. I told that. So please go through school level only. You have to stick to confine to very, very basics only. When you talk about the cell, so know about the cell structure is there, the chromosomes are there, the DNA is there, RNA is there. So, but read carefully and try to remember those basics in a simple manner, in a great manner. So, what the question they are asking repeatedly? They are asking questions about the vitamins and the disease. You know, disease in the sense, what do you remember? Don't remember that. I know, sir, cancer, AIDS, I know. No, not like that. You have to know. For example, there is a disease, dengue is there. Dengue is caused by, how dengue is caused? How malaria is caused? Or how plague is caused? Is it by a parasite? Is it by bacteria or virus? Like that. Try to know. So disease name, how the disease was caused, that is what very, very important. And you know about the cell. Repeatedly they are asking question about the cell. Human body also. Repeatedly they are asking question about last time they asked a question about the kidney. Within the kidney, some structure is there. The kidney structure. Those basics we already studied in our school days. Have interest on that. The questions are confined to basics only, and plan structure also. And come to physics, they're asking questions about the units. Yes, you have to remember the units also. The unit of speed, the unit of sound, those are basic things you studied in school days. But repeatedly they're asking same questions only, school days questions only. You should know about the magnet, okay, about the light properties, okay, and the father's names, which father, whose father, you should know, father of physics, for every study there is a father, right? Try to know about the father. And also founders, X-ray, inventions, I'm sorry. So X-ray was invented by, who come to know about this malaria, who first discovered about this malaria is caused by a mosquito, those kind of things, those discoveries, those inventions, repeatedly they're asking. Father of Ayurveda, father of homeopathy, those fathers and invention. That's it. One-time investment. Next to daily life events. You should know some daily life events. They're asking question daily. We are using the toothpaste, for example. We are using the soap. Okay. And the formulas they're asking sometimes basic formulas, not all chemical formulas. Basic formula they're asking. Defense, ISRO things. Latest to ISRO launches. Latest to defense equipments. Missiles are there, Agni missile. Those part of current affairs actually. So try to know ISRO defense organizations, their headquarters. ISRO is having many organizations. Defense also related to many organizations are there. Their headquarters are there. They are repeatedly asking questions. Am I clear to you? So this is example. I am showing the question. So vitamin A, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D. So they given the for alternative name. Vitamins alternative name. Vitamins and the deficiency of vitamin cause some certain disease like that. Common name of the compound of CaOCl2. Common name of the compound. Everybody knows that is it a bleaching powder or a baking soda? The SI unit of acceleration, I told you just now. SI unit of acceleration. What is that? SI unit of acceleration? I can give the answer. So meter per second square. Which of the following has the same dimension as that of linear momentum? So this is basic physics. Which of the following has the same dimension that of linear momentum? Stress, energy, work, impulse. So in the physics, you are going to learn some basic things about the energy and work. The answer is impulse. Which of the following statement about cell cycle is false? It is about the cell preparation of, I am not reading everything, but I just giving an idea. Okay. In what form is the energy derived from the food that we eat is stored in our body? This is very, very simple question, daily life question. It's a, right. So whenever we eat something food and that food we stored on our body. Is it as a maltose? It is a glucose? Is it a glycogen? Is it a starch? It is a glycogen. Identify the correct statement about inertia. Okay, basic in physics. Greater the mass, greater the inertia. Lesser the weight, greater the inertia. Lesser the mass, greater the inertia. Greater the mass, lesser the inertia. As a student, if you read something about this, about the energy, about the work, the physics laws, you can give the answer. This is basic question. These are very recent questions only. And come to economy. Most of the time in economy, and they're asking questions about the basic concepts only. All are basic concepts only. Simply, what is the GDP? How they measure the GDP? That's enough. What is GDP, GNP? What is national income? That basic definitions are enough. And also types of economy, types of markets, types of goods, unemployment, inflation. Only basics. I told you only basics. All are basic concepts only. If you go to the last 10-year questions, they're asking all basic questions. Try to know the definition. What is deflation? How deflation? What is inflation? How the inflation happens? That's it. Deflation, inflation, unemployment, types of unemployment, types of capital, types of goods, for example, types of money. What is fiat money? What is narrow money? What is broad money? Okay, what is the primary market? What is the secondary market? What is the stock market? All are definitions only. So once you go through all these basic definitions, you will get a concept clarity. Any question they ask, you can go for elimination. That is what I am telling that. Economy. So types of economy, types of market, types of goods. Okay, and the plannings are there. They're asking questions sometimes about banking. What is repo rate? What is reverse repo rate? What is the role of central bank? What is RBI? Who regulates this banking sector? And some organizations also there. Basic idea. I told you about what is RBI, what is NABARD, what is National Statistical Office, what is NSS. Basic things. In which are they established? What is their role? For example, what is the role of SEBI? SEBI is there, IRDI is there, IRDI is there, stock market regulated by SEBI only, IRDI going to regulate the insurance, basic things, basic organizations. That's it, nothing more than that. Choose the correct pair from following the wrong options. Correct pair from following the wrong options. So given the wrong, you have to identify the one right one. Third 5-year plan, what is the target? And fourth 5-year plan, what is the target? And the first 5-year plan, what is the target? Second 5-year plan, and what is the target? You know, first 5-year plan, they mostly focus on agriculture. Second year 5-year plan, they focus on industries, like that. You have to remember every 5-year plan, the target, like that. Which of the following is not the function of the central bank of the country? Which of the following not function? RBI, nothing but RBI. It controls money supply for the country, correct. It acts as banker to the government, correct. It acts as deposit from public, wrong. Common sense. Do you think the Reserve Bank of an acts of deposit from public? No, simple thing. SSG promote the, lengthy question is there, but only they asked is SSG, what is H? What is, tell me? Self-help groups. Simple question. Sometimes simple questions also there. Next, geography. In geography also you have to confine to, of course here you have to remember the data, same concepts and data. So first basic things about, you should know about the atmosphere. Different types of layers are there. Stratosphere, mesosphere, like that. What happened in stratosphere, what happened in astrosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, where the flights will, fly, and radiation will go and come back, okay, where the maximum weather is there, where the minimum weather is there. Basic things we study in our school days, okay. When you, go up, the temperature increase or decrease, pressure increase or decrease, that's it, that kind of things. They're asking questions about the types of rocks, this repeated question, igneous rock, metamorphic rocks, okay, sedimentary rocks, which are the following example of sedimentary rock, which are the following example of igneous rock. Simple questions are there, okay. They're asking questions about the volcanoes, 3 types of volcanoes are there, and any volcano is existed in India. Recently any volcano is erupted, they're asking question. Recently some volcano in the news, in which country is located, which is part of the current affairs only. And next, simple repeat, they're asking questions about the dams and rivers. If you talk about the river, for example, there is a river called Yamuna river is there, and Brahmaputra river is there, Godavari river is there. What you are going to remember? Simply river name, in which state it has origin, in which city it is going to be end. What are the tributaries are there? If famous dams are there, you have to remember. That's nothing more than that. So origin, end, tributaries, and if dams are there, important dams are there. They're asking questions about the lakes also. We don't have, we are not going to remember thousands of lakes. Some important lakes are there, okay. And they're asking questions about the mountains and minerals. Remember, they're asking questions about the minerals also. Copper, bauxite, manganese, iron ore is there. So in which state is the largest producer of iron ore? Which state is largest producer of copper? Which state, those are common questions. Okay, but this is repeated questions. National parks, sanctuaries, which are recently in the news, okay. They're asking questions about that. Ports also. Which of the following is East Port? Which of the following is the West Port? And try to remember some famous cities also. For example, Hyderabad on the banks of which river? Agra on the banks of which river? Like that, they're asking questions. General knowledge, this is general knowledge. From general knowledge also 4 to 5 questions are there, right? So just to give an example, one slide you get information. So see here, for example, igneous rocks. How igneous rock formation? What are the characteristics of igneous rock? What are the types of igneous rock? What are the example? Granite is example of igneous rock. They'll ask you question in next examination. Granite is an example of ABCD, igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary, none of this. What is that? Granite is a igneous rock, like that. So diorite, like that. Sedimentary rock is there. So sandstone is sedimentary rock, sandstone, iron ore, rock salt, coal is a sedimentary, metamorphic rock is there, slate, gneiss, okay, marble. So these are which rocks? These are the metamorphic rocks. If you read this kind of things at one side, you are going to give the answer. This is where students are lacking. So dams in India, map is there, go through, remember the dams map. So Ganga river is there, what are the dams? Go through the map, you can't remember easily. Which of the following is highest quality of coal? The different types of coals are there. Which coal is having the highest quality of coal? So when you remember the coal, in a SSC CGL point of view, coal, okay, where the coal reserves are available, which state is having highest coal? Number 1, producer as well as reserve, first question. Second question, ozone. Third question, which state is the leading producer? Fourth question, what are the different types of coals are there? And which is the important coal mines are there? Like that. So the answer is anthracite. See, this is what? Types of coal. So we have peat, lignite, bituminous coal, anthracite coal. Anthracite coal is the highest quality coal. Peat is the lowest quality. Which of the following is a process in which hot, less dense materials that rise upward and are replaced by colder, more dense material? And by reading this one, many people are thinking that is very difficult question, very easy question. In geography, you are going to remember, in physics also you are going to remember temperature, pressure, atmosphere, and you are going to remember the rainfall. You are going to discuss about the rainfall. What are different types of rainfall? Okay, so it is nothing but the answer is convection. What is the conduction? Tell me. Transfer of heat, one to other, that is called conduction. Condensation, everybody knows that. Radiation, everybody knows that. So convection, that's convection rainfall. Convection rainfall. Is it clear? The channel of canal where the water is forced to flow against the slope of land upliftment. This is very silly question. So they are asking simple question. A channel of canal where the water is forced to flow against a slope. So usually what happened, tell me. So this is the slope, for example. This is a slope, for example. The water flow like this only. But here the water is flowing against the slope by lifting. And what we called lift channel. Lift irrigation, lift channel. Basic things. Which of the following river rises in the inland Himalayas? They are given 4 rivers. Himalayas, which river has? Just now I told that whenever you read a river, you should know the origin, the state or whatever it may be. Okay, I told you that. So Gandak, Gagra, Yamuna, Kosi. So which of the following river rises in the Himalayas? Indian Himalayas. The answer is Yamuna. Yamuna, simple question. In which of the following states Anchar Lake is located? I told you lakes, some important lakes are there. Right? You have to practice the questions. When you practice the questions, when you write the test series, you get an answer. The Jammu and Kashmir. Which of the following place is famous for copper mine? I told you about the metals. Copper mine. Satna, Gaya, Kionjar, Khetri. Khetri mines is very famous for copper in Rajasthan. Khetri mines. Bhagmara pitcher plant sanctuary located. He given sanctuary. These are all previous questions only. So they are asking question about the state name, that is Meghalaya. Okay, next they are asking questions about the persons, founders and first. These are repeated question. I am seriously talking about you, talking with you. Please remember the list of Prime Minister, list of President of India and list of Vice President of India. This is very important. You have to remember all these persons immediate at any cost. So try to remember all the Prime Ministers, Presidents, Vice Presidents in order. That is very important. They'll ask which are the following not worked as a Prime Minister, worked as a Prime Minister, not worked as a President of India. Repeated questions are there. And at the same time, first Supreme Court Judge of India, first Supreme Court Judge, okay, first Election Commissioner, first Attorney General. These are also repeated questions. Yeah, repeated questions. One-time investment, right? Persons, the founders I told you. First thing, first woman governor, first woman Congress Party President, first woman Chief Minister, especially women. First woman Congress President, unabsent. First woman Governor, first woman Chief Minister, okay. First Election Commissioner, okay. First Law Commission, first Supreme Court Judge. These are repeated questions here. Okay, which of the following folk dance forms does not belong to the state of Gujarat? So they are given 4 folk dances. One is which is not belong to Gujarat. Garba, everyone knows that. Okay, Garba, Dandiya. Okay, so which one? Just I am showing the question. I am not going to discuss all the things. I am going. This class importance is not to discuss the question. I want to show that practically what exactly syllabus, how they are framing questions and where you are missing. And how you are able to get the easy questions and easy marks by reading this one. Which among the following replaced Morarji Desai as a PM of India in 1979? In 1970, who among the following replaced Morarji Desai? Replaced Morarji Desai. Tomorrow the last question, and who was the Prime Minister of India after Indira Gandhi? The last question. Who was the Prime Minister of India in 1995? The last question. So which Prime Minister of India also worked as a Chief Minister? They'll ask you. Which President of India also worked as a Lok Sabha Speaker? Which President of India also worked as a Vice President? Simple question. For this purpose, you have to remember List of Prime Minister, list of President, list of Vice President. Try to know some basic things. During which Prime Minister, Kargil war was happened. During which Prime Minister, Indo-China war was happened. Which Prime Minister given slogan, Jai Vignan. Like that. Try to know about the Prime Ministers. Like that. Okay, Charan Singh. The answer is Charan Singh. Okay. Who among the following was the founder of homeopathy? I told you about that. Founder of homeopathy. This one, a German person. The Ran Utsav is organized which of the following state? If you watch the TV regularly, there is ad by Amitabh Bachchan. Ran Utsav. Which state? Gujarat. And they are asking questions about international organizations. So frequently they are asking questions about international organization headquarter. This is the most repeated question. WHO headquarter, ICC headquarter, FICCI headquarter, RBI headquarter, UNICEF headquarter. Repeatedly they are asking these silly questions about the headquarter. Especially any organization news, you have to remember. Sometimes they are asking questions about the summit also. For example, take the example of G20. G20 2023 is going to be held in India. So 2022 and 2024. Remember the last year meeting, present year meeting, future year meeting. Like that we have, what is there? G7 is there, G20 is there, and also we have, Asian summit is there, SARC summit is there, Shanghai Cooperation Organization is there, summits. Sometimes they'll ask you about the reports also. A report released by Niti Aayog. Report name, like that. If some index is there, for example, some index is there, you have to remember. Global Terrorism Index, what is the rank of India? World Happiness Index, what is the rank of India? Any international rank is there, you have to remember the rank. And awards also, recent awards. We have different awards. For example, so Bharat Ratna Award, repeatedly they are asking. Even though Bharat Ratna is not given recently, repeatedly they are asking question. Youngest recipient of Bharat Ratna Award, like that. So which musician got the Bharat Ratna Award? Who was the first Bharat Ratna awardee? Who was the last Bharat Ratna awardee? Which Prime Minister received Bharat Ratna Award? Same simple repeated questions only. Padma Bhushan. So this is 2023. They already given Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri. There is a chance to ask the question. Their state, their profession. Okay. Like that military award, literature award, any award which is in the news, there is a chance to ask the question. Who among the following is a Padma Bhushan awardee in 2021? Padma Bhushan awardee. Are they given four names? Who was the given Padma Bhushan award? This is a previous question. Which of the following state won the national award for best electoral practice? Is also award about the state. And the last question about the books. This is one area. Repeatedly they are asking question. Out of 25 question, most of the time in every session there is one question about the book. Most of the questions are recently released. Number one, questions are maybe autobiography, maybe which is part of history also. Schemes also they are asking. Central scheme they are asking, state schemes. For example, take the example. Recently, one Sikkim government is there. They launched a very special scheme, for example, that in the news. You have to go through it. So as part of current affairs, try to remember not only central government schemes, for state government scheme, which is very special, which is very unique. They will give you a scheme name, they will identify. So recently this scheme launched by which state, like that. So Mission Kushal Karmi was launched to upgrade the skills of construction workers, launched by the government of. The given scheme name, you want to identify the state. And sports also, sports in the sense, which is part of the current affairs only. Come to sport, there are 4-year sports are there. 4-year sports in the sense, Olympics, 4 years, FIFA World Cup, 4 years, okay, Commonwealth Games, 4 years, Asian Games, 4 years, and Cricket World Cup, 4 years, like that. You have to remember the venues. For example, next to Summer Olympics Games, next to Winter Olympics Games, next to Youth Olympic Games, next to FIFA World Cup, next to Commonwealth Games, next to Asian Games, next to ODI World Cup. You have to remember the venues first. Most important thing is venues. Present venue, future venue. You have to be remember because 2 marks. And sports organizations headquarters, ICC headquarter, for example, FIFA headquarter, Indian Olympics Association headquarter. You have to be remember venue. If any recent games happen, you are going to remember the names. T20 World Cup won by, T20 Women World Cup won by, FIFA World Cup won by. Those questions are, of course, they are part of current affairs. So just now I told you, trophies also they are asking. Then for example, they'll ask you, Agarwal Cup related to. They'll ask you question, Agarwal Cup related to. Irani Cup related to, for example, Ashes Trophy between 2 countries. Ashes Trophy between 2 countries. Ranji Trophy related to, like that. So who won the Toyota Thailand Open Women's Singles, Bangkok in January 2021? Just I'm giving an idea. What is the abbreviated from the IPL franchise cricket team from Chennai. This is very, see, this is what I am telling that. Out of 25 questions, some questions are very, very silly, very, very easy. But if you are not at all reading general awareness, not at all reading any current affairs, and you are not going to get the, see, this question, gives you 2 marks. Gives you 2 marks. No need to watch IPL. At least if you know what is IPL, where the IPL is going on, what the teams are there. Some girls not aware of this one. Some girls, for example. For this purpose, no need to watch IPL. That is what I am telling that. So basic information will give you 2 marks. 2 marks will give you job. So Chennai team is CSK, Chennai Super Kings. This is 2 marks question in Tier 1 examination. So first edition of the Youth Olympics was held at, I told you. Olympics, so many people know that Olympics. Olympics in the sense, Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics, Youth Olympics, Para-Olympics. 4 types of Olympics are there. With which of the following sports Rio Gold Cup? I told you, they'll give the trophy name, cup name, tournament name. You have to identify the sports. Swimming, badminton, water polo, bridge. The game is bridge. That's it. Okay. This is what about the question and answers about the general awareness. So my intention is very, very clear. I told you about what is the subject, what is the syllabus, in the syllabus, where they are asking questions. So most of the students are lagging. Where they are lagging, number one, they are avoiding the subject because they don't know. They have fear. Once you get into the subject, once you get into the previous questions, once you solve the questions, you will get the confidence, you will get an idea. Okay, so try to have some, show interest, intensity, have courage, not the courage, intense, have some interest, some curiosity on the subject so that you are able to get the marks. So I hope that you liked this video. It will be very much useful to you. And if you want to get the SSC CGL course and the full course, so please download the ACE Online app. So please download the ACE Online app, and in this ACE Online app, and you are going to get the SSC CGL course. Is it clear to you? So thank you very much. Again, I will meet you again with a wonderful session on general awareness. Thank you very much.